For this video, I'm going to demonstrate some basics on setting up a Google Classroom. And I have found over the last several years that the Google Classroom for me as a teacher is a great way to keep things organized, not only for myself, but for my students, based on different topics and quizzes, assignments, other things that we put into those topics. It's almost like an organizer for students, whether they have the need for that because they have organizational issues or not. It's just a neat, nice way of keeping things. But in order to do that, we need to first start setting up a Google Classroom. So I'm going to click on the Google Apps icon on the right side of my screen. I'm going to scroll down until I get to Google Classroom. I'm going to open that. And hopefully that doesn't take too long to open. And here it comes. And in Google Classroom, immediately any classes that you already have set up will appear. I have one set up for a class that I'm currently taking, and I have one set up as a demo. But if you had no classes set up, if this is your first time entering Google Classroom, it's very simple to do. Simply click on plus, and you create or join a class. You may, as an educator or even as a student, have an invite to join a class. If that happens, you click join, and you should have been given a code to enter the class. Normally myself, when the first day or so of school, when going over expectations with students, I will have already created my Google Classroom, and I'll have the class code written on the board in the front of the room. Period 2, here is your class code. Go into Google Classroom, join class, and they would come to this screen, enter that code, they would click join, and they would automatically be a member. I could also invite them by way of sending email requests, but then you have to do a batch email or maybe enter many at one time. So for creating a class, once you've created your class, getting your students to join, I find that the simplest way for me and the fastest way is giving them the class code and having them enter themselves. For now, I'll cancel that. I want to go into create a class. And as a teacher, it comes up with options. This is telling me, because I'm signed in my regular Gmail account and not my school Gmail account, that I can't use students and things like that, because Google G Suites for Schools has things protected for students, as should be. So for now, I'm going to click and say, I read the notice. I'm not using this at a high school with students or any school with students. Click on. But the general principle is the same. So for this, I'm going to put Google Classroom Intro. That's going to be the name of the class. You would obviously name it whatever you wanted. English 10, Algebra 2, whatever the case may be. And you can fill in the subheaders below. Section 1, subject, room. I'm not going to go through with all that. You would add that as you see fit. And simply click create. And it'll take a few seconds to create that class. And once again, just know that whenever you click into Google Classroom, any classes that you have created will show up in that first menu. Now here is my new Google Classroom intro. So it was that simple for me to create a class. You'll notice that under the name is the class code. That's what I would give to students or even other teachers. For example, if I'm a co-teacher, I can add my co-teacher as into the classroom, and then he or she could see the assignments as well as the students so that they can keep up with what's going on for learning support or whatever the case may be for that situation. And so now, in a sense, I've created my first Google Classroom. What I will do in further videos is show some of the things you can do within Google Classroom to really show the benefits of having this for a teacher and for a student. Things like the stream, classwork, the people will go into a little bit, and grades. I will probably focus my next 2 videos mainly on stream and classwork. So that's all for this one. Be sure to check out the next videos.